What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Integra all-wheel drive build. So today I want to walk you guys through what we're doing to the Integra. I had to remove the whole turbo kit and everything off due to the rear mount. Does not have threads on the block, unfortunately, so I have to drop the motor back out. It's something I didn't know before. Luckily, it's only two mounts at this point. So I'm gonna take these two mounts off, drop the motor. We're gonna install the traction bar today. We're gonna install 5-lug. I'm going to show you guys on this. A cheaper way to do a 5-lug swap on these cars is to get CRV 5-lug spindles. I'm going to install the brand new case boards today and a nice set of brand new wheels on the car. So here we go. Got some nice tires on there. So we got the Toyo Proxies, nice street DOT tire. Car should grip good with the all-wheel drive setup. So we'll be walking you guys through a little bit more of this stuff as we go. So here it is. We're about to drop the motor. Everything's loose. What I did is I put the motor on one of these wheel dollies that I have to move the cars around. And with the quick jacks, this little lift helps me out a lot, which is awesome. I'm gonna start going up with it. And then just like that. If anything, I can move the motor around when needed on the cart and keep going up, and just like that I can pull the motor out from the bottom. The little quick jacks are awesome, man. Soon I'll get an actual lift. They sell these little garage lifts that I'll be investing into that soon, but they're like $3 grand. Got my buddy here, Kev, one of my closest friends since childhood, so he's up here giving me a hand. You guys will be seeing him on the channel a lot more. But there it is, just like that. We were able to drop the motor right out, and then all we gotta do is pull it through the side. It's a little high still, but let's see how we get this thing out. You guys can see in the back of the motor, that's where the mount needs to go. There's no threads in that. That's just, I was trying to thread it, and obviously there's no threads. I didn't know that. So this right here has to thread into that, just like that. And there's no thread, so we're gonna drill that out, tap it, put some threads in it, and then we'll have a bolt line the mount up and line it up just like that, and we'll be done. Also got to drill a hole up here for a new bolt, because this one doesn't reach either. At least with the back mount it doesn't. Submission to tap it in this location, but just like that, we got threads in the back of the block now. We're good to go. Now we can bolt in that rear mount, make this happen. All right, so on the back mount, we had a big ass problem. It did not line up, so we had to drill a humongous hole just to get it there. I'm still learning how to weld, so I put a new washer on there, welded it. Not bad, I guess, for a beginner. And now we're gonna re-drill the hole to the proper location. I didn't want that big ass gap. So now with that welded, time to re-drill it and then spray paint it, and we'll be good to go. So here's the pain in the butt mount. After welded it, painted it, primered it, everything so it doesn't rust. So now it's time to put it back on the car. That should be more than enough reinforcement as well. So after a few hours, that rear mount is actually in by all the bolts the proper way. So I'm very satisfied with that. Right now I'm gonna put the S2000 master cylinder with the spacer that it comes with and the clutch line, so we could bleed the hydraulic clutch valve and reinstall the entire turbo kit. Then run all the engine wiring. I gotta put the thermostat housing. I'm gonna install the brand new traction bar setup. Then we could put the radiator in and make the lines of dash 16 lines, since I have all these fittings, all nice fittings and stuff like that. Put the alternator in. Got to put a AC compressor and bracket in, and then a belt. Route all the engine harness and computer, and then we could get this bad boy to start. Well, obviously I need fuel lines, so kind of skip that step, but that's also next. Got the throttle cable here. Got to put it back to the throttle body. and then run the fuel lines. Getting a lot closer than we were. So right now I got Kev inside the car. We're trying to run all the shift cables through and install the shifter box. Also got to modify the center console to work with the shifter box. So there's certain cuts we got to do to make it really clean. I got to see where I want to route the cables through, because I do want a heater and AC on this car since it's a 100% street car. Then we can install the carpet, seats, etc. and go from there. Now we're making the perfect holes for the shifter cable so the boot plugs in perfect and no fumes come in through the cab or no water. Go ahead, Kev. Got brand spanking new 36mm axles, no more 32s. Brand new traction bar in place. Motor's held down solid. Got the shift cables ran. So you see over there. Cables are ran. Oops, that's a little loud. I gotta loop that up. Cables are ran. No gaps or nothing. Nice. So we shouldn't get no fumes in the car. We shouldn't get anything. And there's the box. Just gotta bolt it down. And that's it. Alright, so after a long day today, we got a lot done. 5 lug is done. Brand new rotors are done. Brand new axles. Both axles are new. Traction bars in place. Clutch master cylinders in. When we were doing the clutch master cylinder, we discovered something very bad in the car. Just got to put the throttle cable back on. And the radiator. We're having a big issue with this radiator right now. The issue is, try to go dash 16 lines. Well, guess what? These fittings are huge. They do not fit with that manifold there. They hit. So no matter where I move the radiator, I can put it over here. It will hit the throttle body. I can't go over too far because the alternator and the AC compressor is going to go on this side. So I can't cross this line. So now I got to figure something new after I already cut and welded 16AN fittings on here. I didn't think about that. That was a little mistake on my side. I got to figure out the radiator issue. That's a badass Mishimoto radiator and fan. Definitely want that. Now, getting to this issue, when the clutch master cylinder was being installed, ran into a big problem with this vehicle. The previous owner must have had an infestation of rats. And as you can see down there, I don't know if you can see it, all these wires right there. All those wires have been chewed up and they're no good. The whole entire chassis harness is bad. So the dash will have to come out to replace all that wiring or get a custom wiring made for the car, which is not so expensive, but want to run AC on this thing and heater and make it a street car. Gentleman I got the car from gave me an extra wire harness, but again, the rats got the best of it. As you can see, he had a rat problem. The car was being all chewed up inside, I guess. And he never mentioned any about that. So I got to go through all this wiring, remove all the chassis wiring, which sucks because I was about to bolt the turbo kit back in, engine harness, wire everything through to get this car started already. I want this car to start. But that's the problem. Other than that, I mean, jeez, them wheels look gorgeous, man. The stance on it, look at that. Got it even on both sides. The whole front's done. Again, I'm missing calipers as well. Since we did CRV 5 lug conversion, I need CRV calipers. The integra ones do not fit. So I had to order those from the auto parts, and I gotta wait 5 days to get those. That is a long time. Nobody had them. So 5 days I'll get the calipers and pads for the front. I can put that on. And I still got to install the rear. Here's a turbo kit that I got to mount. That's all going in here. And figure out the rat problem. Still got to put in the thermostat. But again, I got to figure out this radiator situation. So radiator situation and rat situation. The whole entire harness. Another thing is they cut all the lines. All the fuel lines. All the brake lines. As you can see on the master cylinder, they're all cut. So I'm gonna have to get a 4-way valve to the proportioning valve and redo all the brake lines with a nice brake tuck line kit. So a few more little issues, but I guess it's just more content for you guys. Let me know what you guys think so far. Can't wait to put the rear end on. It's been a long day today. That rear mount alone kicked my butt, our butts. First time letting it down after everything's installed. A little too low. I gotta crank those coilovers up just a bit. Case boards are not fully adjusted. I thought I had put a good setting on them, but yeah, too low. It looks beautiful, but oil pan's way too low to the ground there. Too low for my liking, with the oil pan clearance at least, but it looks badass. Woo, can't wait till this thing's done. All right, guys, so Project Integra for today, I'm done. We've been on this thing since 10 in the morning. It's now 8 o'clock at night. Still got to reinstall the turbo kit and stuff like that and finish it. So I'm going to leave this video here and continue the rear end for another section and the fuel cell and whatnot. Got a lot of stuff to do to it still. So thank you guys for watching.